We're finally back with the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I know it's been a minute since we played this. It's been almost 2 months, according to my according to my last save file. Shut up! Oh, the 615 thing. I thought you were talking about the 2 months thing. Yes, that's that's when Bane is gonna send me the text message to say that he's canceling or not for our D&D session at 6:30. So we'll see based on that where my evening goes. So I might be streaming for a little. I might be streaming till then. I might not be. We'll see. Oh, bullocks. Shit. We'll have to fix it once the cutscene's over.
In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath.
Who?
In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The Speckled Band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which she referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible Speckled Band I had ever seen.
Sure. 9th of January, 6:37 a.m. On board the steamship Buria. Sherlock Holmes, but they said Sholmes.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality.
What?
This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident, by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
What?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait.
Shh. That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What? Don't be absurd. This is murder. I need cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
Is it?
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you, and where have you come from?
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Sherlock Holmes.
What?
I presume you must have heard of me.
No, I haven't, because that's nonsense. Your name is nonsense, my guy. This game is fucking bonkers. I've seen that guy on the front on the cover of the promotional art. What is this game? I love it. I love it. Oh, my head. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Is it Ryunosuke? Is he the one in the closet? Is he being framed for murder again? Okay, hold on. The controller's vibrating. Hold on. Uno momento, por favor. Alright. Sorry. You... wait, I can't move. That's the broken door. I swear to God, if Ryunosuke was in the damn closet again. Oh, no! He's not being framed for murder again, right? That can't possibly be happening. Why am I in handcuffs? Humph. So you wake up now, Oh, hey. Sailor. We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. Oh, my God. Why? Ryunosuke, you gotta keep your nose cleaner than this, my guy. You keep getting yourself into these predicaments. I'm not gonna save you every time. That's the joke. That's actually every single adventure is a new cast of characters coming together to get Ryunosuke off of some criminal charges. That's actually the gag. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man. Just really kidding. That is true. That is true. Statistically speaking, if he's in jail, there'll be less crimes. So you found me then. We found you. I also love that, like, the accents on the sailors during that cutscene was like half Russian, half New York. Like, it was just the voice actor was not really sure what they wanted to do with it, and they were getting no direction from the director, so they're just like, we'll just mix it up. We'll just keep them on their toes. We found you, and now you pay, criminal. How long were you hiding in that tiny wardrobe? Sorry? Now you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is. No. I'll tell you everything. Yeah, just a little taste. Just a little taste. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Isn't that... why did you do it? Why did you take his life? See, Sasato was helping us last time. So I don't know about this. I don't know why she's immediately assuming that we're guilty. After having literally helped us, like, a few months before escape murder charges. Wait, what did you just say? Take his life, question mark. Where is he? Where's Kazuma? Your better half? Your statistically much cooler half? Ha, you pretend you don't know? You are a wolf in sheep's pelt. You are the killer. Do not try and make excuses. What? Hold on. He was Russian. Hold on. Something's not right. The game is already afoot. Why would Kazuma write something in Russian? Interesting. Kazuma's body was found not too long ago. Right? Here, in this cabin. It was bolted shut from the inside. His body? Question mark? Kazuma seems like a very central character to the plot of these games. I don't think they're gonna kill him off in the second chapter of 10. I think this is a scam. Please, do not try and tell us you are doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? Question mark? But he can't be. And these handcuffs. Surely you don't think I think that's generally the gist of what's happening here, bud. I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma's life? He didn't! Sasato, come on. Listen. There has got to be an explanation for this. No! Kasuma, it's just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Probably. Don't you think it's funny? Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else would you come to England with me to study? They're dating. They're dating, right? Listen, I'm just saying, if I were to sneak my best friend aboard a ship to come halfway across the world, listen, I'm just saying. It was really something else they brought me. There was something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way the Russian crewmen just tossed your traveling case onto the floor, I thought I was gonna die. Suma, yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. But you must be even less of a man than you look. Roasted! Hey, honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, then you'd actually have an excuse to not be a murderer. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to the cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. Ugh, I hope not. I have a feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is why do you have to keep it a secret from the... Why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? I assume Sasato. Yes, what is Kasumi's reasoning for that? From our faithful judicial assistant, Mikotoba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point? Surely we can... from your close friend, more to the point. Surely we can confide in her, can't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. You sure about that? She immediately turned on you as soon as Kasuma's body's not even cold yet, so I don't know about all that. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. That is true. That is true. Plausible deniability is the best way to go when committing criminal acts. Not that I condone criminal acts, but just saying if you're gonna do it. That's the best that only you and I know about that. That's true. I mean, what's gonna happen when you guys get to Great Britain, though? Like, obviously, like, is he gonna hide in your room in Great Britain too? I suppose so. Kasuma. Anyways, it's about time for the steward. For that steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you'd better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. And anyways, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Ryunosuke, yes? But what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. That's true. Kasuma, stop worrying. I'll tell you what. Why don't I write keep out or something on a piece of paper? Yeah, here's the thing. Like, unless there's 2 bodies, right? Because they're okay. Because he very specifically said that there was 2 different handwritings. The keep out sign on the wardrobe, as well as the Russian word in the ink from the actual dead body. So unless Kasuma is dead somewhere else, in addition to the person we saw on the floor in here, this is sketchy. This is maximum sketch. Kasuma, then we can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. Oh, Ryunosuke, I don't know. Stop being a little baby. Stop being a little baby. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together. Alright. We get back to the Russian boy here. We leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make any more trouble for yourself. Murderer. Yeah, obviously, somebody else is responsible for this. Ryunosuke, no, I'm not a murderer. Sailor, nah, you said that before. You said you admit everything about your crimes. Ryunosuke, no, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but murdering my best friend... no one else could have done it. Admit the truth. Well... Alright, Sasato, help me clear my name. Please, tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well, Ryunosuke. Sasato. But there's something I would like to ask you, too. Oh, Lord. What is happening? Ryunosuke, ugh, those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. Yeah. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try and find out what really happened. Yeah, do you think? Alright. Kasuma's death. We need to know if he's a body somewhere else, or if they're saying this is the body. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream. In these handcuffs, they think I did it. They think I'm Kasuma's killer. Sasato. When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? The cabin was locked from the inside, you dunkus. Sasato. There's no access to the cabin via the porthole window. And the bolt on the door... There's a porthole window? Interesting. And the bolt on the door can't be operated from outside. Sure. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. Whoa, what? Oh, poor Ryunosuke. Or to put it another way, the culprit could only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have a better explanation? Well, Sasato, I might. This is impossible. Ryunosuke, how did he die then? What happened exactly? Sasato, are you still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances? Ryunosuke, please, Sasato. You have to tell me. Come on. The cause of death is still undetermined? Well, certainly. Come on. You're gonna throw around accusations? You don't even know what the cause of death is? This is, what is this, a kangaroo court? Ryunosuke's gonna have their shit thrown out in double time, baby. It was a contortionist. They slipped right out the porthole window. Ridiculous. They don't know how he died, question mark? The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course he has no post-mortem analysis experience. Well, great. That'll be good for me. Perfect. I don't suppose we should learn more until an expert has been consulted in our next protocol. Ryunosuke. So presuming that means there's no obvious external signs of injury then. That's true, yes. Alright. About the incident. Ryunosuke. Can't anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Sasato. Presumably that's someone you know... Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. I didn't kill him. Lord. Ryunosuke, please. Sasato. Whatever you say, you were here in a cabin after all. Ryunosuke. Well, yes, I was, but... Sasato. Psych. Long pause. He would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I do every day so far in this voyage. Yes, it's true. I would be. But this morning he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead when Sasato had arrived at the cabin door, I wonder? I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to get worried, so I'd found a member of the crew and busted the whole ass door down. The crew forced the cabin door open, and we managed to get inside. Sorry. Oh, I'm too far down. Sorry. I don't think there's a very specific reason we're not seeing his face right now. Every single thing about this game is a clue. That's what you have to immediately. That's how you succeed in this game. Assuming everything is suspicious, you will do well. Sasato. There was Kasuma collapsed on the floor, very clearly face away, and we don't have the body now. It's very suspicious. That's true, baby. Listen, if his headband isn't flowing, ya cannot prosecute me, okay? It's fake. It's fake. And the white tape there shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. Ryunosuke, I have no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. Sasato, I wish that it wasn't the case, but it's very hard to believe. Like, at least give me, like, the benefit of the doubt until I can, like, you know, put some clues together here. Ryunosuke, this is all very hard for me to believe, too, trust me. Sasato, now I've told you everything that I know, so it's your turn. So it's my turn to ask you a question. Ryunosuke, yeah, alright. Ugh, my head feels so heavy, it's still throbbing like anything. You were obviously drugged, my guy. Obviously somebody came in, roofied your ass, and then killed somebody, made it look like Kasuma. Yeah, right. it's the new meta for murder, is actually hiding at the scene and pretending like you didn't do it. All right, let's do stowaway. Why are you even aboard this ship? Sasato, you know what? That's actually a fair question. Of all of the questions you've asked so far, this is actually the one that is the most fair. You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Ryunosuke, oh, yes, I'm afraid that's true. It's been 2 weeks since we left Japan now. I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. Sasato, I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kasuma's cabin for so long without him noticing? There you go. There you go, honey. Put it together. No. That would have been impossible, obviously. Goodness. Sasato, yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. Sasato, he actually asked you? But why? Because we're BFFs! Ryunosuke, I'm afraid, I don't really know the reason myself. What do you mean you don't know the reason? Okay. Hold on. Uno momento, por favor, here. Okay, perfect. Okay. Right? Listen. I'm a big proponent of dudes being friends, but also, you know, I'm a fan of platonic male friendships, but also, I'm also a fan of representation. It's a hard. There's no music here. It's deathly quiet. I picked the worst time to go on this rant, but also representation. Sasato, I don't understand. Oh, are we getting more spicy cutscene? Kasuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Because we're friends, you fucking dingleberry. Why do we go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? Kasuma. It's an idea that's been in my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I've told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. Ryunosuke, you bumbling fool. Kasuma, you have a talent for it, I can assure you of that. Ryunosuke. But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. Yeah, because they take everything over. It's sort of, you know, that has to be the way it is in that case. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Ryunosuke. Well, no, definitely not. Kasuma, but on a personal level. On a personal level, what? Yeah, true. If you were to become a lawyer, then... Ryunosuke, then what? Kasuma, nothing. Forget it. Ryunosuke, question. Oh, Sasato's pissed. Kasuma was always saying the same thing, that he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought he could do that with you. Yeah, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes, then. It was darker than I've ever seen it before. Man, for somebody who is just friends, you spend an awful lot of time staring into each other's eyes. Sasato, I'm sorry to have kept a secret from you by stowing away on the ship, I mean. Not the other secret. I didn't murder him. Sasato, if I know Kasuma, I expect he's trying to protect me. Avoid me becoming guilty by association. She knows. She knows. Yes, that's exactly right. Word perfect, in fact. Huh. Last night. If you're not the culprit, Sasato, if you're not the culprit, then tell me what happened last night here at the cabin. He has no memory. Ryunosuke, well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Yeah, of course you don't. Of course you don't, Ryunosuke. The one thing that can clear your name and you don't remember. Absolute bum. Kasuma brought me something to eat, like he always did. Then I got myself into the wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I fell asleep? Oh, well, yes. Sasato, so deeply that you didn't even stir when Kasuma was killed? Ryunosuke, well, yes, I suppose. Sasato. Oh. I know it sounds unbelievable, I really do, but it's the truth. I mean, technically, this man is, he's actually doing a weight training workout with handcuffs. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps it wouldn't be in this predicament. Yeah, you think that. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Sasato, really? See? What did I say? He's drugged. 100% drugged. Is something wrong? Oh, no, it's... Please, forget it. What is up with everybody half answering my questions? Please, Sasato, you have to believe me. I didn't do it. I really don't want to doubt you, but the trouble is, there's no one else that could possibly have done this. Arg. Kasuma, I don't really understand. Why? Oh, autoplay was on, sorry. Why did this have to happen? I can't take this anymore. Don't try to go anywhere. Well, I'm in handcuffs, Sasato. Where would I have gone? You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen. I'm not the perpetrator. You think I'm the perpetrator. There's a difference. Ryunosuke, I'm sorry. But Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen. Well, What do you propose to do then? Let me look at the room. I'm going to investigate. I'll find out exactly what happened here. You're damn right, baby! Let's go. I'm gonna work out who took Kasuma's life and how and why they did it. They didn't kill Kasuma. It definitely wasn't Kasuma. But I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to... but you're gonna have to excuse me. What do you mean? Sasato's right here. She can help you, bumpkin. Oh! What the? Sasato. That was a Sasato takedown. Get fucked, Ryunosuke! Oh my god! Sasato doesn't give a fuck. Oh, she's a sweet bean. I love her. She's the best. A Sasato, what? What martial arts form is that? It's the martial art form kicking your ass, Ryunosuke! Woo, lord! I'm gonna need you to prove it. Sorry, prove it? Incredible. Yes, your innocence. I need evidence. Girl, let me get it for you. I will 100% prove my innocence. That is true. Ryunosuke, but how am I supposed to... have you forgotten already? What have you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in the court of law. Oh, yeah, I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence that I'm sure is in this room, 100%. I have to get Sasato to believe me, yeah. I'll show her evidence of the crime that proves that I'm not guilty of this awful crime. I mean, right now, I can tell... Alright. This is a paper seal I wrote for the wardrobe. I remember working really hard to make it, but I never forgot how Kasuma reacted. Do you expect the Russian crew to be able to read that? He's... That's a good point. Ryunosuke was kind of dumb. Still, I was sure people would get the idea, even if they couldn't read it, so we used it anyways. And it worked. I don't know if the crew thought it was creepy or what, but they never opened the door. Alright. Tape marks? Remnants of the glue we used to stick it over the wardrobe doors. Although it wasn't proper glue, of course, we didn't have any of that with us, so we pulverized some rice into a paste to use instead. But to a stowaway like me, every single grain of rice represents precious rations, so we had to spread it as thinly as I could. Couldn't waste any. That's fair. Alright. Sure. Alright, university collar pin. Why is this always on here? Surely the university pin is gonna come back as a relevant piece of evidence at some point, but I just don't know when that's going to be. It's funny, most of the emblems seems to be round or triangular. I like this spiked design, even though it really doesn't make any sense. Although it does cause problems. Lots of students end up cutting their fingers on their badges. Perhaps the idea of one of the founders, a sharp pin for a sharp mind or something? My personal student number is engraved on the back. If you lose your pin, you won't, they won't accept you as Yumi student at the university. You may not. Is it really you may? I think I knew that. I think last time Chicken Noodles corrected me on it. You may not come in, they say. Of course, you can get a new pin made and you just tell them your number. I've actually lost mine twice already, but I still don't know. But I still don't know my student ID by heart. I mustn't forget to write it down somewhere, but I always forget not to. Good job. Bum. Okay, I don't... Okay. Great. Perfect. Alright. Let us... Can I not...
Yes!
I mean, I don't really have a ton to present. I don't have a ton of evidence. Tell me, when I was Ryunosuke, tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe earlier, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yes, it was. I remember very clearly. I thought so. Kasuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there, just in case the cabin steward or another crew member had decided to look inside. So he's locked in a room, but also locked in a wardrobe. He's double locked. He just proved that he couldn't be the culprit with their own evidence of proving that he was the only one who could possibly be the culprit. You love that. You love that. Ryunosuke. So, naturally, he did the same thing last night as well. Huh? Sasato's shocked. Oh, yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them. Yeah, no shit. Sasato? What am I? Do I have psychic powers? Am I Professor Xavier? Did I crush his brain? No, I didn't. It wasn't me. I'm innocent. Ryunosuke. But if I was truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside on my own. Get shit on. Yes, that's quite true. Yeah, no shit. Sasato, come on. Ryunosuke, in other words, it's impossible that I killed Kasuma. Gotcha! Yeah. That's that's what I was getting at. Because the door was locked, no one else could have been the person who killed him. Essentially, the door was locked on the wardrobe. Well, even if you were sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kasuma thought so highly of you. Thank you, Sasato. Now, do you think you could help me up, please? Ryunosuke, you are a treat. Yeah, with his mind. Ryunosuke is actually psychic. Sasato, well, in light of this evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here, at least. Thank you. So, you finally believe me? Well, let's not get too crazy. I'm sorry, no. What do you mean, no? Again, am I magic? I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you use some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back up. Oh, we believe in magic now. What, do you think I am, a magician? Perfect. Perfect. For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. You're quite the grump. I am quite the grump. That was super-de-duper quiet. We're just gonna do that. We're just gonna turn it all the way up. Bane! What's up? How are you? I hope you're having a good Tuesday. How's the new job? How's life? Sasato, for now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work, Sasato. Team Venture. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. Oof. Listen. Listen, I'll take half... I'll take half trust. Alright, at this point, it's better than no trust. You don't start till the 18th. Oh, okay. I don't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. Yeah, right. By conjuring tricks. Oh, I should start an examination in here. Examine everything I can. Kasuma, I swear. I'll avenge your not death, because you're definitely not dead. Alright. I'm in handcuffs and under house arrest by the crew, not to mention Sasato's constant glares. I guess it might be fair I'm stuck in the cabin for the time being, at least. I should focus on investigating in here to see... Okay, so move is not what I thought it was. Let's examine. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, man. Interesting. I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. Listen, I'm calling it. It's a contortionist. I'm 100% calling it. Oh, I have a funny Taco Bell story. We're gonna pause the game really quick. Literally, last night, Laura and I sat in, like, it was like 6:45. We're like, we're hungry. We need to go grocery shopping. Let's just go get something quick. And I'm like, I really want Taco Bell. Let's just go to Taco Bell. We get in line. We sit in line at this Taco Bell literally 20 minutes. All right? Literally 20 minutes in line. We get to the window. The person on the loudspeaker is like, yeah, the car ahead of you, which was a minivan full of just the worst kids and the worst parent I've ever seen in my life. We could hear the mom just literally screaming her head off at these kids. And the loudspeaker, the lady at the Taco Bell is like, yeah, listen, the car ahead of you just ordered $100 worth of food. It's gonna be 20 minutes. And I'm like, all right, let's just go to Jimmy John's. we were in and out of Jimmy John's before they'd even pulled the next car up. I fully don't understand what the problem is at our local Taco Bell. We went through it in a whole stream last night without. It's true. The game that we're just beginning, Bane. The game is just starting. The game is just barely afoot. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Jimmy John's, but there's one sandwich on the menu that I think is pretty good. A hole through which fresh air can circulate in the cabin. Isn't that a little odd? Not really. Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must be connected to the next door cabin. Yes, it would appear to. You're right. But if the purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside. That's true. Perhaps it's so rain... So it's that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough or something like that? I suppose maybe that's it. Or somebody climbed their ass in there and got into the room. Sasato, oh dear, that won't do. Oh, what's the matter, Sasato? Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly. Yes, that's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you? No, I am a pro. Oh, this is tutorial stuff. Okay. I'm sure you'll be careful to look around using B and M. B and M? Gross. I could just use WASD, you nerds. I suppose my field of vision is rather small until now. Oh, it's because WASD controls the actual cursor. I can just use my mouse. Blech. Alright. I can't examine the bed at all. Interesting. Interesting. That... that is motivational. You have to stay on the grind. I don't much care for the bread. I think that's probably the worst part of their sandwiches. The bread is so, like... It's too crusty, almost. It's, like, too tough. Everything else is usually pretty good, though. That's true. Ryunosuke is intimately familiar with that bed. Sasato, it's been some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time? I think living isn't quite the right description. Oh no, I suppose not. Sasato's getting all sad now. Although it must be rather exciting making this voyage in your own secret hideout. Ryunosuke, the trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yes, I basically have to live in that wardrobe. And last night with no explanation. But because of that, Sasato, because of that, I have no idea what's happening. You had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin. No, sadly not. Oh, it gives you like a little check mark once you've like already talked about that thing. Well, that's nifty. So Sato, yes, this is a bell cord contraption, I think. What do you mean contraption? I read about it in a book I was studying when I talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants. Ryunosuke, that sounds almost magical. Yes, the Brits do have ridiculous shit like that. This is really just a stream solely dedicated to ripping on British people. I want you guys to know that here. That's pretty much my whole shtick. Shall we give it a little try? Yes, we'll give it a try in the interest of cultural research, obviously. Yeah, right? The Sato, they're both dumbfounded. Oh, this is... Oh, yeah, everybody's busy. Here's the thing, I'm wondering if this is a fake bell cord. If they use that to, like, to track his, like, whereabouts and stuff. This is where dear Kasuma would sit whenever he was writing. Londonderry. Poor Kazuma. He didn't even make it to his destination. Though it looks like the last entry is incomplete. Ryunosuke, which means what? He was in the middle of writing when the incident happened? I mean, look, the cup's knocked over, there's spilled tea, the lights, the candlestick is askew. Come on. The whole thing's a scam. They actually never left the university. Ryunosuke's getting punked. Let's see what this says. It could be a valuable clue. Hiya! Get shit on. Sasato, that's out of the question. What? Kazuma may have departed this world, but you will not read his private thoughts. Well, maybe you should. It could be a clue. But what if it's something important, something relevant to the case? Alright, alright. I won't read it. Lame. Poor Kasuma. It's not Kasuma. It's not. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either, but in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? It absolutely is. Absolutely 100% is. Oh, and that's it? That's all I can... That's all I can check out, huh? Alright. Alright, we got the bookcase. Oh, the books are definitely all, like, all jacked up. Like, look at the statues falling over. They've all toppled the same way. And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Well, he's fallen over as well. It's almost like the whole shelf was ransacked and everything mowed down at once. Well, I wonder if... Perhaps it was Kasuma doing his morning sword training, do you think? I seriously doubt that. Then, perhaps... It was you in a fit of rage. Yeah, you got me, Sasato. Ryunosuke. It wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. Could the way these things have been thrown have anything to do with the case, I wonder? Probably. Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't want to see a mess. No, I didn't. You don't touch clues. Sasato. I'm gonna throw her ass in jail for tampering with evidence. This is the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Burra. It's essentially a list of requests from the captain of all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. He has a name. It's Ryunosuke. It's kind of rude. Ryunosuke, what? Why are you staring at me? Oh, sorry, I was just thinking. Sato, are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? So Sato's got jokes. She's got jokes. I can't decide. Ryunosuke, well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. That is true. I'll give you that, my man. There's a very large traveling case here, isn't it? Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me. I shit my pants in that thing. Memories, what do you mean? Well, that's actually how I stowed away onto the vessel. I was brought on board inside that case. Ah, yes, I see it says, "This way up" in Japanese. Which, in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewman wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over again, and then tossed onto the floor in here. Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. What part of being a stowaway is romantic to begin with? Well, it was less painful than the Sasato takedown, you're damn right. Keep that in mind. Ryunosuke, yep. Fucking nerd. Alright. Okay, the door. Sasato, when I went for help and the crewman forced the door open, this bolt was firmly closed. It's a small bolt and not particularly sturdy, it just slides across the door. But still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in and out of the cabin, that's for sure. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel, the culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt across from the outside in a situation just like this. Yes, that is a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. Of course you would. You do look like a big nerd. That's true, yeah. Well, the door of this cabin and its frame is made out of metal, and they seal together perfectly. Ooh, gotcha. There would be no possibility of using the needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid. When she glares at me like that, I feel pins and needles all up and down my spine. Alright. I don't know what this is. Oh. Glassware. And a skid mark. What do you think this is? It looks like a piece of broken glassware. Whatever this thing is, it appears to have broken cleanly in two. Glass is such a beautiful color. That's true. It is a very nice purple. It looks like a cute little fastener from a kimono outfit. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that sounds like Kasuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around him, would he? Around with him. And the mark beside it, what is that, I wonder? Some sort of brick-like hue. Yes, you're right. It is the color of brick, isn't it? Even though I don't see anything the same color anywhere else in the cabin. Okay. Can't look at the obviously turned over inkwell. That's okay. Did Kasuma write this before he died? It looks like it was written in ink. He must have knocked over the ink pot on the desk when he collapsed to the floor. Sato. Then I suppose he wrote the message by dipping his fingers into the spillage. Sato. Poor Kasuma. I doubt he was in... no doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. Ryunosuke. I suppose he was leaving some kind of clue in his final moments, was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. Yeah, because it's in Russian, ya bumpkin. A language that I'm guessing he doesn't know. Sasato, I don't think that's Japanese, dumbass. What? Then what language is it? You moron. Sasato, it pains me to admit it, but I don't know. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. Yeah, because it's a different alphabet. What does it mean, I wonder? Yeah. Well, Hello? Did this man just tell? Does this man have summoning powers? As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European. I don't know what that has to do with the price of fish, but okay. Sasato. Oh, how did he... you've noticed that man too? Yeah, no shit. I have no idea who he is, but how did he get in here? Or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall. So, does that confirm Ryunosuke is a short king? I think that not only confirms that Ryunosuke is a short king, but it also confirms that he's jealous. Kasuma's definitely like 6'5", for sure. Ryunosuke definitely has like 5'6" energy. Sasato. Ryunosuke, don't tell me. You really don't know who that is? No, Sasato. Lots of people don't know who that is. I'm not going to name names, but... Ryunosuke, well, no, I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances. He doesn't look like he's a member of the crew. He's very unusual about him. Yeah, he's got goggles of X-ray vision and a gun that shoots fingerprint mist. He's definitely an artificer. Can we talk about Sherlock Holmes as a D&D character real quick? Definitely has to take some levels in artificer. I'm gonna say an alchemist artificer, so he can brew lots of tonics and weird stuff to help in his detective work. I would also say maybe some levels of rogue mastermind, just because it's such a on point thing to have, I feel like, for Sherlock Holmes. I would also make Moriarty a rogue mastermind, and I feel like them both being rogue masterminds is just poetic. He is. He has 5'6" energy. That seems like a weirdly specific number. Hold on. Did you look it up? There's no way. Hold on. Oh my god, you're shitting me, right? He's 5'6". Oh god, he's not. Oh my god, he's not. He has short king energy. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. We have to figure out how tall Kasuma is right this minute. Oh my word. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. Okay, height. Ace. Attorney. Oh, see, Kasuma's only 5'9". All right, they're both short kings. I'll give him that. Here's the thing though, Kasuma holds himself to that 6'5" energy. He definitely has 6'5" energy. That is fucking wild. That is wild. I know this man is sitting on this desk very uncomfortably, but this is outrageous. Is he investigating Kasuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't. Sasato. Well, in that case, we simply must talk to him. Am I just imagining it, or does Sasato almost look uncontrollably excited? By the way, I expect you've noticed already, but just in case. If you press space on people when they're on their crosshair, you can converse with them. Alright, I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself. Oh, please do. Alright, hold on. Now we have to... Now we have to look up. Oh, see? Herlock, 6 foot. He's not a short king. Incredible. Alright, examine... Let's have a conversation. Hello? Guy? Shh. This is a critical point in my investigation. Look at this goofball. Ryunosuke, maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly. Sasato. Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. What? Oh! How did I get fucking jump scared in a Ace Attorney game? I hate it here. Sasato, arg! Ryunosuke, what exactly are you doing on Kasuma's desk just now? Ah, yes, I see. Fascinating. Sorry? What do you see? Looks like he's looking right through me. My guy, he is! That's a rare magical item he's got there. Ah, yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. Not so much. Ryunosuke. Sorry, what? That's the most intelligent thing you've said literally this whole time, Ryunosuke. And now, whilst venturing towards foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Ryunosuke. Oh. Well, at least that part's true. Sasato. But how? How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction. Hardly worth explaining. Then don't, because you're wrong. Sasato, have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. But there's no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being as you are, a merciless revolutionary. Yep. You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. Is this a big gag? It's either one, it's a big gag, or two, this man is fully out of his mind. I'm not sure which is the more likely of the two options, if I'm gonna be honest. And when the Beriband, I'm sure that's not how you pronounce that word, but when the Beriband occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Not quite. I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes. Ryunosuke. Just to be clear, you're talking about me, aren't you? Certainly I am. Oh, you love a good pose. He does have his headband. That is wild. He's not wrong, technically. He's not wrong. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name? I don't even see one person who fits the bill. It's the sailor. It's the guy behind him, actually. So it's true. It was... What do you... I'm sorry. Either Sasato's really dumb, or Sasato's playing this fool. I'm really hoping it's the second option. Ryunosuke, what? Sasato. And you're planning a revolution too. It's shameful behavior. Absolutely wicked. No, listen, there's no way. Why am I getting Sasato takedown again? Now explain yourself. Tell me everything. Listen, Sasato, I have. Oh, Ryunosuke, this is ridiculous. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Sasato, how could you do it? For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary. Obviously. Ryunosuke, as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You're just saying the first thing that came into your head. Ah, but was I not right? No! While venturing towards foreign climes, you do find yourself in the most troubling predicament, do you not? Well, yeah, maybe. Like, you got 10% of it right. Congratulations. And there you have it, you see. What do you make of that? He's like a psychic. He's like... Oh, Sasato's in on it? She's the... she was also... she was actually the one who killed the Russian and made it look like Kasuma to begin with. Ryunosuke. Well, to be honest... The ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So, I'm not really sure I could call it a deduction. It's more of a plain observation. Not wrong. Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is basis for all deduction. Yeah, but... Deduction usually implies that there's more going on than just looking and observing, but... My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings, and more often than not, I'm right. Ryunosuke, I don't think you've introduced yourself. Oh, my apologies. How remiss of me. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. The inimitable Sherlock Holmes. Wow, they really just straight up ripped off Sherlock Holmes. They're like, we really want a detective in this game. We're just gonna rip off Sherlock Holmes. Perfect. Sasato, so it's really you, the actual Sherlock Holmes. Incredible. Holmes, the very same. The actual Sherlock Holmes. Ryunosuke. Do you know this man, Sasato? Sasato, the most famous detective in the world? Of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him. Ryunosuke, what planet have I been living on? What planet have they been living on, my guy? Sasato, he must have... We must ask him what he's deduced. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. Really? Why do I feel unease about this? Yeah. Because it's all a bunch of bahoogie. Alright. There's nothing on this table at all. Plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason. Yes, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I was sure everything was still... No, wait a minute. What is it? That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all. Because you were poisoned, my guy. Sasato, so then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kasuma. She is just absolutely convinced that I had something to do with it. Ryunosuke, no. That's not what I said at all. Ryunosuke, that's my dinner from last night, a roast chicken. It was really tasty. Sasato, yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here? Yeah, no, obviously not. I'm not a dog, Sasato. I ate it on the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor. But Kasuma didn't like the chicken at all, did he? Ryunosuke, no, that's right. So he didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me. Sasato. Oh no, does that mean poor Kasuma spent last night on Earth with an empty belly? That's just too horrible. I'm suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy belly. Ryunosuke, like... Incredible. Alright, sword. That's Kasuma's precious sword. He would never have went anywhere without it. Yes, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his soul. Sasato, I believe that he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on the trip. I suppose it shows how important it is to him. And now he's gone, but I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. His spirit's not gone. He's obviously somewhere on the ship, having a good laugh at our expense. The Japanese word for justice. The brush strokes are straight and true, just like Kasuma. Yes, his calligraphy was always a reflection of his heart. I fully disagree. Fully disagree with that one, Sasato. I think you are off base on that. Yet you can really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully. Ryunosuke, of course I can. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? Sasato, even though you stowed away on the ship? Come on, Sasato, give me a break. Ryunosuke. Now you're gonna bring that up, are you? I can't win. That is true. Listen. Ryunosuke, perhaps I should see what the Russian crewman makes of the scene. Excuse me. What? I was wondering, how's it going? The investigation, I mean. He's literally been staring at you the last 35 minutes. I don't know how you would assume he had gleaned anything. Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but it is not true, I see. Sorry? The criminal asking investigator for information about his crime. Very funny. It wasn't supposed to be a joke. He doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty. He might have useful information, though. I'll have to keep trying. The last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? Yep, of course not. Now go back in your quarter and make silence. Nope. I will say no more to you. Did I hit a nerve? For just a minute there, he seemed awfully flustered. Let us converse. Great detective. Ryunosuke, so you're the great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? I'm the one and only Sherlock Holmes. Oh, I see. You're German? Sherlock, was it? No, I have no hair. I mean, I have hair. Just call me Sholmes. I don't know why I'm so yawny. Sholmes, you can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication. Sasato. Oh yes, Ranced magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interesting articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have it sent from London especially. Ryunosuke. Oh yes, here it is. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. I'm sorry, Sherlock Holmes. Ryunosuke. So you're the protagonist in a series of short stories. Holmes. Indeed I am. Ryunosuke. And you've read so many of your own stories, you're starting to think that you really are a detective. Holmes. Make no mistake. I'm not the poor, deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backwards. Backward? My trusty biographer records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine. You have a biographer, do you? He would. Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of not Dr. Watson, Dr. Wilson. Like, they weren't even trying to be clever with this. I love it. Presently keeping shop in London. Dr. Wilson? I must say, thanks to the publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, this very moment, I'm returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown. Ryunosuke, really? I can't wait. I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. To be honest, yeah, I get that. Deduction, you see, is to me a science, logical reasoning in its purest form. Sasato, a science? Really? The astute observer notices even the most subtle reactions in his subject. A fervent glance, a twitch of the muscle, a slight inclination of the posture, fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin. All of these things are data. Ryunosuke, right. Sholmes, in a trained logician, I guess, makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. Yep, Sholmes. Yep. 30% of the time it works, every time. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago, how can you look me in the eye and claim that? So you see, I have turned both I have a turn both for observation and for deduction and faith. Ah, that is what makes me the one and only Sherlock Holmes. Alright. Ryunosuke, have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet? Sholmes, have I managed to deduce anything, my dear fellow? Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his cunning hiding place? That's right. None other than the greatest detective before you now. I see. In other words, he literally has nothing. I'm in these because of you. Sasato, when I become anxious about Kazuma this morning, I summoned all of the crew members to force the cabin door open. And I concealed myself among their number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective Sherlock Holmes was on board. The handcuffs seem to be an excellent fit. Incredible. Incredible. The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me. Ryunosuke, oh really, two facts you say? Mr. Sholmes, tell us, please, what two facts are apparent to you that you came to this cabin this morning? Ah, yes. But first, let us be precise. The two facts in question were immediately apparent to me. Yes, I understand. But what were they? The two facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene were as follows. Number one, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape for the culture of the culprit out of the question. Number two, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance. What did I say? What did I say? It's not Kazuma. He's gonna be tied up somewhere. Ryunosuke, hold on, Mr. Holmes. What makes you think the victim is Russian? Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. That Russian word. That is the Russian word for wardrobe. I will, Chicken Noodles. You have a good one. Did you decide if you were streaming tonight or not? The Russian word for wardrobe. Do you really think Kazuma would have left a dying message in Russian? In their final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head. For this young man, Russian Kazuma was Russian, was he? Initially, I considered Gerdarab may have been the name of the killer, a certain Robert Gerd, perhaps. But in the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look in the inside of the wardrobe, where you found Ryunosuke sleeping soundly. Alright. Well, I'll keep an eye out for your stuff on Thursday, then. And you have a good night, my man. I appreciate you for hanging out. Sure. Sholmes, quite so, I found you. The renowned Russian revolutionary killer. Ryunosuke, why is it that I'm Russian too? I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, that outfit is traditional dress of the Russian people. Sasato, our school uniforms are the traditional dress of Russian people? I had no idea. Sasato! Ryunosuke, and I have no idea a detective could get something so wrong. To be honest, I took a photograph of the victim and the message, that I might analyze it for possible hidden details. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed. Yes, Kazuma had already been taken when I had woken up. First time I've actually seen him like this. I want to examine that photo. Are you alright, Ryunosuke? Ryunosuke, oh yes, thank you. The photograph of the crime scene has been added to the court record. Perfect. Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? Hold on. Hold that thought. I mean, the issue is that his finger doesn't look very covered with ink to me. So I don't know. You mentioned Russian before as well. You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that. Ah, yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth. Ryunosuke, would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me, do you think? Certainly, if it interests you. How many times I'm not Russian and I don't speak Russian? Your deduction just now. We talked about your deduction before, the things you concluded about me, I mean. Ah, the now famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in. Actually, it was the other details that I was hoping more to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part. Ah, yes, the more sordid details. It's a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have the morning's paper. The main headline reads... Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. Okay, I don't look like this guy. This vessel made a port of call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered. Since when was Kazuma a Russian? Yeah. Well, it sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded that he's Russian based on what was written on the floor. Sholmes, it was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of this crime had been the same was the same merciless revolutionary. One would kill the very man who discovered him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Sholmes. Yes, you villain Bolshevik. No, how could that be me? I don't look anything like this man, just look at his face. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, well, you're a fearsome revolutionary, aren't you? Therefore, you've no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well. I don't think that's how that works, my guy. Sholmes, and might I add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more? Ryunosuke, well, that's because I'm a stowaway. Sato, what about the other details? The 16 victims blowing up the Crystal Tower. Ah yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article. The deeds of the man has perpetrated thus far, and thus he's plotting. Yes. Everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There can be no mistake. Sato, do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters? And what about the part where you said I was returning from Afghanistan? Also quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik is recently returned after a period of subversive activities in the war-torn region of Afghanistan. Ryunosuke, what even is that anyways? This Afghanistan, oh, he doesn't even... Ryunosuke failed geography, I guess. Sholmes, here, take this paper for yourself. A little memento of great deduction. Oh, thank you. I've absorbed all that I can of interest to me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby. Perfect. You might find the article on the back page of interest as well. On the back? Cast your eyes over it sometimes if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret. It's written in Russian. I couldn't hope to read it, but I suppose it wouldn't hurt to glance at the article. Maybe there's a picture or two. Alright. Interesting. A ballerina or a contortionist? Have you found something relevant? Well, no. I mean, it looks like it might be interesting. I can't read a single word of it, I'm afraid. No, nor can I, but look at this picture. Perhaps it's some beautiful young Russian princess, do you think? She's very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this. Yeah, Ryunosuke's a dog. I don't know, I can't make any sense of it. Ah, I'm glad you noticed this article. Arg. Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents. Oh, thank you. He pops up everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, a talented young Nikolina Pavlova. Why are Russian names so hard to remember? Not that hard. It would appear the woman in the costume was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room, wearing the diamond tiara you pictured, which is worth 20,000 rubies. How much is 20,000 rubles? I have no idea, but I'm quite sure. It must have been an unbelievable sum of money. Sato's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves. I don't like that. The tiara is property of the ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry. Yes, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious of recovering both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They've requested international assistance at all ports with sailing to Great Britain. Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country? It does seem like the Russian thing to do. I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. Alright. What were you just investigating? Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you? Kazuma? Oh yes, the victim. Susato, did you notice anything useful? Anything at all? Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim. You'll see the victim was engaged in penning some text. London diary. Kazuma was keeping notes for the trip. Ryunosuke. But I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset people. Sholmes, tragic. And sometimes you ought to adulate. This man is just making up words. I'm convinced this is just nonsense words. Ryunosuke, you mean you've read it already? It's my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. Oh, I see. Well, you... oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what a Susato takedown is. Susato, aren't you going to throw the detective with one of your signature throwdowns? I'm sorry. What on earth do you mean? Life is so unfair. Ryunosuke, you're not wrong, bud. You're not wrong. That's disrespectful as hell. Anyways, to return to the matter at hand, namely this diary belonging to the victim. It would happen that the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author was cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to the details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. A smattering, dear boy, a smattering. Sayonara, Banzai, Makoda, Nando. I trust you're suitably impressed. But this diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none. Perfect. Yeah, not that funny, my guy. So, what was all that showing off before then? If you'd be so kind to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes. I'm much obliged, my dear madam. The final entry here in Kasuma's diary consists of just two short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling noise. A whistling, like air going through the vents? Or gas? These are very deep waters. Pray, go on. The second sentence reads, 1:35. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from... A speckled band, what on earth does that mean? I have no idea. I've never heard that expression before. The ventilator grill, you say. The man is presumably referring... Yup! I knew it! I knew it! To the lattice on the wall, it connects the adjoining cabins. Yes, the adjoining cabin. Zumi's head. Okay. So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being, at least. Sato. Oh, do you have somewhere to go? As it happens, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe. And if I am still too long, the seasickness takes hold. And if I am still too long. Oh, I suppose you're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to. Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel stagnation, and we crave mental exhilaration. Sholmes. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence, the truth will become clearer soon. Ryunosuke, do you think perhaps that we could go with you? No, that would be somewhat complicated. No, not really. But why? A simple glance at your wrists would reveal the answer. Oh, these. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter. No, not really. There's no point in trying to turn it into a question. Ryunosuke, you're the one who decided that I was the culprit in the first place. Sholmes, whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you the culprit at any point. What? You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago. Was he talking about the sailor? No. Hold on. What is happening? Sholmes, dear me, you're clearly misguided. I would have no reason to say such a thing. Sasato, well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that as well. You're quite sure? Oh, that's very strange. Sholmes, I wouldn't have said that to the face of a criminal, you know. Not really. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know. Not really. Ryunosuke, so what, you were looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. Well, anyways, that was then and this is now. What do you mean? What I mean, sir, is this. If you're the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. Ha ha ha! This man is out of his mind. Now he's just being plain rude. I mean... kinda. And there he goes off again, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humor is as twisted as his name. Sasato. Ryunosuke, what are you just standing there for? Huh? We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well. I can't! Ryunosuke, are you forgetting something? What about these? Why am I getting taken down? I didn't do anything! Sasato. After Kazuma spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? No! But you... you're gonna roll over and accept it? Ryunosuke, ugh. As if you'd give me any choice in the rolling over part. I think we still need some investigation to finish off here, don't we? Let's carry on examining while we wait for a chance to slip next door. Great idea. The situation doesn't look good for me, but it's still things I can do to help myself. I owe it to Kazuma to do everything that I can to find out the way out of this and bring the real culprit to justice. Alright. Is that another dude walked in? Is something wrong, Ryunosuke? Oh no, it's just that crewman standing by the door. I can't feel but help that I've seen him somewhere before. That's the prosecutor from the last case. Excuse me, sir. Oh, it's the fucking cop! It's the cop from the last case! He's undercover! It's 100% the cop. I recognize that face, but it can't be. It 100% is! It's the cop! He's the cop. It's the waiter cop. Oh, I love this. I love this. Yeah, yep. Sasato, I didn't know you were here, Inspector. I love that we're just not going to bring up the fact that this man is dying. Hello again. Ryunosuke, what are you even doing here? I think that should be my line. You're not wrong, actually. I was so stunned when I saw you, my heart stopped. Sasato, nearly stopped, I hope. I mean, his lungs are killing. him, so at this point, his heart doing a little bit of damage won't be the worst thing. I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew on board this ship. Ryunosuke again? Sato, you certainly seem to enjoy undercover work in Inspector. Inspector, if there's anything I can do to help, please ask. I never expected to see this man on board, but perhaps his presence can help me out with this hopeless situation. Maybe. Special orders. So what are your special orders this time, Inspector? Sato, yes. And why are you dressed like a member of the crew? Oh, is he not going to be able to tell us? $10 says he's gonna have to keep quiet. I'm so sorry, Ryunosuke. This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. Ryunosuke, for what? Inspector. My orders were to act as Kasuma's bodyguard. Interesting. Sato, huh? It was Minister of Justice Jigoku? Maybe? Probably not. Who pushed for this overseas study abroad tour to go ahead. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Kasuma reached Great Britain without being assassinated. Ryunosuke assassinated? How could that even have been a possibility? Inspector, I'm not sure. These are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Minister Jigoku said that we would be prepared for all eventualities. Ryunosuke, this is incredible. Sato, I can't believe it. Kasuma was assassinated? The inspector. Obviously, we couldn't give Kasuma a visible security escort. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew. I see. Inspector, I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time we were on board, from mornings till night, every day. And yet, he straight up didn't know Ryunosuke was there. You love to see it. But I never imagined it would happen here, inside his own cabin. Not here on the first class deck. Got him. The inspector, I failed miserably in my assignment. Yeah, that's 2 assignments you failed, bud. And Kasuma is dead as a result. I'm a disgrace. I mean, all I can do is humbly apologize. Inspector. If there's anything else I can do to help now, just say the word. Is he gonna somehow give us permission to investigate? Ryunosuke, we're doing what we can to investigate Kasuma's death ourselves. The inspector, I thought you might. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer? Ryunosuke, of course not. Sato, we'd really like to investigate the cabin next door. Ryunosuke, yes, we need to be allowed out of this cabin. I'm sorry, what? Ryunosuke, or I'm sorry, the inspector. You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. If you moved to even touch the handle of the cabin door, this stormy-looking seaman there would surely snap your neck in two. Ryunosuke, I suppose I'm not just a stowaway now. They think I'm a murderer as well. The inspector. Would it be possible to give me something to work with, do you think? I need something persuasive. What do you mean? If I had a solid reason why the next door cabin would be investigated, for example, I'd do everything in my power to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to. Ryunosuke, but I don't see how... Sato, there might be a way. What? Really? Think of how you would persuade me of your innocence. Ryunosuke, presenting me a piece of evidence that you already had in your possession. Evidence? Just the same as when we were in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. I did. Simply select the present panel and choose some evidence that the inspector could use. So the evidence would give us a viable reason to investigate next door. Yes, I think it might be what we can use. All right. Let's go Z for back. All right. Let's go with the diary. I really feel like the Speckled Band is gonna be the play here. Inspector, what's this? It's Kasuma's diary. Sasato. Just before he died, Kasuma wrote something rather strange in his diary. Strange? In what way? Sasato. He wrote, looks like there's some kind of speckled band is dangling from the venerator grill. A speckled band? That is strange. Ryunosuke, yes. We're still trying to work out what he meant by that. But what I'd like to know is... Don't tell me. The ventilator. Is it? Sasato, yes. You're very astute, Inspector. The venerator clearly joins the next door cabin. That's right. If we could investigate in there, we might be able to work out what the speckled band was. All right, then. Oh, is he... Inspector, I can't leave the cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you. Sasato, really? You're willing to do that? Yes, as long as you don't leave the first-class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove the handcuffs, though. But what about the captain? Aren't you going to against his direct orders? I'm a man of my word. And I promise that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Kasumi alive. Or safe. It's the least I can do. Sasato. Let's seize the moment then, Ryunosuke. Select move and get the hell out of Dodge. Alright. First class passageway. 9th of January, 7:48 a.m. It's been over an hour since the body of Kasuma has been found. Yes, the SS Burra, first class. Whew, I'm finally out of that cabin. I have to admit, Ryunosuke, I have to admit this isn't quite what I was expecting. It's less spacious out here than I thought it would be, and this is the most luxurious accommodations. Yes, indeed. Zuma was being sent to study on this study tour by the government. That's why we were being put up in a first class cabin. Sasato, even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodations in steerage. Really? It must be awful. Oh, look over there. Another crewman watching us, and he looks enormous, even when he's sitting down. The door next to him leads to the second class accommodations. I suppose he's making sure no one comes in and out of here that shouldn't. Ryunosuke, I suppose. Like people in handcuffs. Not wrong, dude. Ryunosuke, you look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to the ship by now. We've been at sea for 2 weeks already. Well, yes, I know, but the thing is, I was inside Kasuma's trunk when we first came aboard. Ever since then, I've been shut inside that little wardrobe. It must have been a very trying time for you. Ryunosuke, please don't give me that pitying look. Alright, can we examine out here? Alright, we can examine out here. So I think what we're gonna do Oh. Weird. Okay. We've been streaming for about 2 hours, so I think we're gonna cut it here. I may have D&D in about 45 minutes, so I want to get dinner and have some D&D. So we are going